Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Ned from Ned's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and today I want to talk about my personal experience dealing with narcissistic women. Now, first of all, I hate that word. It's been used against me by one of these women. They said I was a covert narcissist, and they had all these excuses as to why, and it set me on this pathway to understand just what this word is. And how it's being overused, and to give you some of the stories of people who I legitimately believe, after everything that I've seen, experienced, learned through clinical psychologists, that these were absolutely women who were high in narcissism, and one with full-blown NPD, I swear to God. Anyways, first off, I want to say that I love women who are independent, artistic, and are leaders. I love these types of women. Now, usually I tend to fall for women who are horsewomen. Now, with horsewomen, you need to lead an animal around. You need to pen it up and take care of it. But within all of this is absolutely love. Now, some people would say that this is a bad start to relationships, but there's multiple different types of relationships. And this particular relationship was a dom-sub type relationship. Tell me my reality. Anyways, I was more the sub, she was more the dom. I had a lot of information. We loved to talk. We thought we were both very interesting. We talked about religion, ideas, art, into the early mornings through the juniper nights. It was beautiful. We absolutely had feelings for each other. She was, there was abuse going on in that family due to alcoholism. And events would happen where they would get so drunk and like smack her and do certain things, and she would pour out the alcohol, and that's when things got really okay. Sorry, I gotta pause here. Can I say it? I wonder if I can say it without crying. No, I can do this. I can do this part. Okay. She would dump out their alcohol, and when they found out the next day, they would grab her by the hair and yank her back and forth. She never had a chance. It's like she never had any other option but to become narcissistic. She never had any option. Everything, her dad was such a son of a piece of, I swear to God, he worked that land, but he never earned that land. That land was given to him. And I swear to God, man, I wish I could have those kinds of options. But he was so mad. Dad was so angry, and mom was so angry that she had to be with him. Apparently, she put it in her pooper one night, and she never forgave him. You know, there's always more to it than that. But you know, as friends, we get that information, and like it was so much more than that. But the hubris that this man had, and the things that he would just let himself get away with. But he must have hated himself too, because this guy smoked and drank so much that every day he would wake up and spend about a half an hour horking up flat out tar right into the toilet. So like, yeah, you see the oppression, like narcissism, maybe because of abuse and survival. In both cases, abuse and survival. But this first case was extreme. She was a cutter. That means I didn't even know these things exist. Like endorphins, right? And like I don't even want to talk about how dark that gets, and like sitting within suicide and be like, oh, I'm going to, and I was like, no, don't do that, don't do it, oh, I love you, don't do that, don't do that, and eventually I couldn't help her. Things got worse. Everything that I did to help her was worse and worse. She was cutting herself more. There was more blood. And now it was getting into a religion of sorts, and the abuse was continuing. I had to call in. I had to convince her to call the government, basically. And of course, after that, the relationship, you're not coming back from that, right? Anyways, the other narcissist that I ran into, and I can say this, the last one I could say is a narcissist because before the word narcissistic got to be a term, all of everyone in our group knew that there was something unbelievably selfish about this woman. And after she was with me, nobody, there wasn't, the word narcissist wasn't really there, but everyone knew she was unbelievably selfish. And the next guy and the next guy, she would use them and use them and use them. Some people call these gold diggers, but no, she wouldn't be a gold digger because she just wanted like the best out of every situation and expected the best. But she wasn't looking for a guy based off of money. Anyways, next the one I want to talk about is my ex-wife. And this one hits. No, I'm not going to put a filter on this. She is one evil SOB. When I first met her, she was in a polyamorous relationship with a a group that had a mentally incompetent person, like retarded almost. And I mean full on responsible, respectable. Anyway, when I met her, she was trying to take the baby away from this woman. And she wanted to kick her out of the relationship and just have them. Just to give you an idea of her. But yeah, how intelligent am I for dating? Like, right? I was suicidal. I was done. And this woman was hot. My ex, when I met her, whew, like, wow, oh my god. And she was like, hey, Nevin, you depressed? You want some sexy time? And I was like, yes, please. So I get with her, and we're together for like so long. And then all of a sudden, she has a second kid. Like, that's it. Something happens. She gets addicted. COVID happens. She gets addicted to TikTok. And these two things put together, COVID and TikTok, create a mix so bad that future documentaries are going to be written about it. And here right now in our time, we don't want to talk about it. That was enough for her to mix in all the realities together, to tell me some truths that perhaps were true that I didn't want to hear. But she settled for me. Okay, she settled for me because she wanted kids, and now she's done with me. I can kill myself because if I do, the government will pay her extra money for me being gone. The government will pay, and she knew this because she had a friend who was basically a sister who, I don't know if she did it on purpose or just nobody held her accountable for anything. So she just benefited from what happened. But we don't want to admit now that women can do things so heartless that the average individual would kill themselves and everyone would be like, yeah, I can totally understand that. We won't hold women responsible for that. So now we have things like women doing such unbelievably stupid things as sleeping with the brother in a house downstairs to sleeping with the brother in a room upstairs. And we're all supposed to say that's okay, and that the house of Abel, Cain and Abel, or sorry, the spirit of Cain will not pass over the house. If you think that's safe for people in the family, you are freaking stupid. Stupid. Do you want people to die? This is how people die. And in fact, someone died. Now, because of this is a corruption that gets into bad people's heads. Women have the potential to be bad, though just because you're a woman, we have to give you added things. I have personal relationships where I am going through things because women get all of the rules, or men get all of the rules, where women get off with everything, regardless of how freaking evil they are, regardless of how bad their own personal sin is. And there is a hell to this for the children that none of us actually care about. We act like we care about kids, and we say we do thoughts and prayers, but when it comes down to our actual actions, we do not. And we can all point at the Catholics to say, you guys only care about kids until they come out of the womb. No abortion, right? Well, feminism doesn't care about the kids at all. And it doesn't care about what happens to the kids after they're out of the womb, for the most part. Sorry, I shouldn't be talking about all women. To all good women out there that do that have a heart full of love and love babies. I love those mummies who love their babies, but I legitimately see mummies who don't love their babies. These exist. They're more interested in themselves than they are in their babies. Some of you out there are some of these babies from these mummies. And what I'm trying to do is nerf the blow in reality to people like me and to people like my children who are absolutely dealing with issues from narcissistic women who only want what's best for themselves, then hide behind victimhood and send people out against people just looking for equality. Equality is a four-letter word these days. The state is not out for what's best for the family. They are interested in what's best for the mother, and that is remarkable. We need to change that. We need to understand that, yeah, maybe men need to be the most narcissistic, but it exists in women too. It hurts children. We've made a generation of unbelievably soft men who won't compete, who just want love and good things. And then we have narcissistic, disagreeable men at the top controlling everything, drawing the